Welcome back to another video. What a win, what a massive win for City. 2-1 against Northampton. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. It's one of those games where maybe we didn't play the best of football, wasn't that easy on the eye, but we were resilient. We defended really well, compact and organised. We made it hard for them to break us down. I thought that the whole defence were fantastic. Lewis made some brilliant saves. Critchlow got his goal and defended well with Stubbs. Halliday solid. I can't remember a time when they got past him. And then Rideout, massively improved recently. And then a good midfield performance as well. I thought we were really solid all over the pitch. And we had to be quite compact and defensive against Northampton, a bit more pragmatic and cautious, because they're a good side, they're a physical side. They can go long, they can go short. They started to play short and they couldn't break us down. Especially first half, I thought that were a great first half. We got the goal, started back on it, but we didn't give them a chance to think. We straight on them. Got a really good balance with the press. We didn't just sit back and put loads of pressure on ourselves, especially in the first half. We still pressed at them, and they just didn't know how to break us down. So that were really good. Second half we were a bit more, I wouldn't say relaxed, but we just sat back a bit more. I think obviously Walker and Cook didn't press as much, and then as the game went on you could tell that we did get a bit more tired, and our legs were going a bit and we couldn't press that high as up the pitch as we did. I thought whilst we were good in most areas, we all know the biggest weak link in our team, and that is that left side. Chapman's not played there much this season. When he was getting a rhythm of playing well and in that position, he got injured, and since then we've failed to get a real good player in there. Nevers played 55 minutes I think and got brought off for Costello, and both of them were equally as bad as each other. I like Nevers' effort, and he tracks back and he puts an effort in. He'll put a tackle in, but and that is timid, but he will put that effort in, like Costello. But they are very bad footballers. I don't know why we've signed them. I don't know what's led us to bringing them in. The recruitment in that sense hasn't been good, over as in many different areas this season. All across that pitch, it's players who have been well recruited. Harry Lewis, Stubbs, Critchlow, Halliday even, Smallwood, Banks. But that left side we've really struggled. What do we do against Crewe? I wouldn't start Costello. Nevers got brought off after 55 minutes. What does that say? I'd probably play Osadibi because he will put the effort in, but he has got a bit of quality and he's got that strength in that forward area. But it's definitely a weak link in our team. Another weak link is the set pieces. We conceded from a set piece today, and every time they put one in, we looked like we were going to concede from one. I don't think it's necessarily a problem in the way we set up for them, although it is questionable and it has been questioned by the fan base. Bringing everyone back for the set pieces. Let me know your thoughts on that. But I think it was more problem with size, and we've seen that not only today. Dyche was quite a big lad, but it came from switching off the set piece. Although we were out jumped a lot, it came from the switching off. Smallwood switched off at the back post. The header got pulled back across, and no one tracked the run of Max Dyche. And ours were very similar. No one marked Cook for our corner goal. And then for the free kick late on in the game, no one tracked Derbyshire, and they headed it across for Critchlow. So some really poor defending from set pieces. But apart from that, I thought they played pretty well. Midfield was decent from their side, but they did look suspect defensively, and that's where they've had all their injuries. But yeah, I think our weak link, it's something we've got to improve on. Maybe next season, maybe if we look to recruit maybe some taller players to try and stop being outjumped, because against teams like Northampton, Stevenage and Gillingham has been a problem. The referee, I thought although the commentators and maybe Northampton and City fans will say he had a terrible game, I didn't mind it. He let play flow. Not too many yellows came out. I think 2 for them, 1 for us. And like I say, he allowed a physical battle. Both teams had massive, points to play for. Both teams are going for the win. Although, we set up to take the point, but I could see it coming as well. I thought the goal were going to come. I'm not that confident with us. I'm quite pessimistic, and I didn't think most of the season that we'll concede late, or we're going to go on to lose this. But I just felt they were waiting in the stars for maybe a Derbyshire or someone to just come up with a goal from nowhere, a bit of magic, because we really did deserve it. We defended really well, although you might say we didn't deserve it, we didn't have many chances, but football's played in all different ways. I thought the referee had a decent game. Let play flow, and on the elbow that Cook had for the free kick that we went and scored from, I thought it was definitely a free kick. I don't know why they were moaning about that, and I thought he was lucky to not get sent off. It looked like it was an elbow out to him. We were buying free kicks all game, and that's something I did want to touch on. The game management massively improved. Even though we conceded, we kept doing that, and then we got our goal late on, like probably Gillingham did last weekend, and teams do consistently against us. Managed the time, play for set pieces. I think Rydell spoke before the game. We've got to slow play down. We've got to learn how to do that better. And I think a lot of people interpreted it as passing out from the back and playing really slow football from the back, starting with Harry Lewis like we did against Gillingham in the first half. But I interpreted it as that, killing time, playing for set pieces, using the experience, drawing fouls, and getting that free kick that we got to go and win the game. So I thought we've massively improved on that. The substitutions he probably got right. I mean, he didn't get the bench right, which meant the sub of Costello were annoying. But I thought Walker coming off was definitely coming. So let's get into a player ratings. Let me know yours in the community tab. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, and 3 being the average, obviously, out of 5. Harry Lewis, for me, it's a 4 or 5. I don't like giving out 5s. So I'll give him a 4 because he didn't get the clean sheet. Maybe he could have done better on the goal. I don't think he could have. But the saves he made were fantastic. Tipped them over the bar. When it didn't look like they were going to dip, didn't take the chance. Distribution was okay, didn't take any chances. And made some massive one-on-one saves as well. Unbelievable performance from Harry Lewis, and he's definitely a man of match contender. What a game from him, and that's why we rate him so highly. That's why we're saying he should have been in the team this season. Brad Halliday, for me, it's a 4 again. Unbelievable performance from him, almost impeccable. No one got past him. A fantastic performance. Their forwards went one-on-one for him. They even swapped and changed their forward line throughout the game, trying to get the best out of their wide players, and to get past Brad Halliday and Liam Rydell, and they couldn't. Brad Halliday, fantastic performance, and Stubbs allowed him as well, which is why I'm giving Stubbs a 4 as well. Stubbs allowed him to push up the pitch a bit more because Stubbs covered for him, and I think that's what we're getting now, a really good understanding of the back 4 and the midfield too. And I think that's why Hughes obviously don't want to change his team too much, because the team is forming a partnership and it's becoming really solid. And you've got to praise the character of the team as well. I questioned it against Gillingham and Swindon. We were poor not to go and win that, or to come back in the second half and put up a good show, and then it carried on to the first half of Gillingham. But the second half of Gillingham, to come out and to play that type of football and to nearly win the game, that's good character. But obviously we lost in the end. And then to come into Northampton, defend really well, resilient, and to get our chances and take them, a really good performance. And like I said, those partnerships are being formed. When Halliday went tight to his man, Stubbs slotted in behind him, and they found it really hard, especially that first half. It was fantastic. Stubbs gets a 4 because of that. Won nearly everything in the air when it was one-on-one. Obviously we struggled for set pieces, to defend set pieces, but a fantastic performance from Sam Stubbs. And no one's talking really about him getting a contract extension. He's really got a, I think he could, I think he's 24, 25. He could be in that defence for years. Apparently he had injuries at Exeter, but he came out and denied that. He's a fantastic centre-back, and I'd really love to get him back, because he's got the leadership, experience for a young age of promotions, and he shows that in his type of play. Aggressive, gets tight to players, wins headers, decent with his feet as well. He's an unbelievable centre-back for this level. Definitely League One standard, if not higher. Brilliant game from Sam Stubbs. Critchlow as well, 4, maybe even a 5. Defended well again. We got tight to their men. Really good defensive performance from him. Again, good character to come back from the last game. Obviously had the social media problem that he received against Gillingham. Came back from that, responded to it, got the goal, won us the game. And again, a player who most of us would love to have again next season. Probably won't have him, maybe due to some idiot fans as well. Liam Rydell as well, he gets a 4. As I say, 4 all across the back line. Really good performance from him. Tight to his men, like we were. And defended well. At times he can always improve. He's a decent player for the level. If we are lucky enough to go up this season, he won't be coming to League One with us, but he's a solid player for the level, and going forward he's massively improved. Takes him an age to get into those forward areas, but when he does it, he gets a good cross on him, and he got one in the first half towards the back post for Andy Cook. Really good ball in. Shame he couldn't score it, but again, a good performance from Rideout. And we know his frailties. He's more of a defensive left back, but going forward he's improved under Mark Hughes. Gilead and Smallwood in midfield, again 2-4s. Second half they weren't as good as the first. I think that's mainly due to tired legs, and bringing Gilead for Clayton was another good substitution. Experience, but also a bit of fresh legs in midfield to control the game. And maybe that even allowed us to win the game, because when he came on, he was dictating play, Clayton, but Gilead had a great game as well. Again, getting tight to men and not controlling the game in midfield without having the ball, constantly shifting, not allowing them to play it through the lines, and another really good performance from Gilead. Massively improved in the last couple of months, and him and Smallwood have really took that responsibility on in the midfield, and they've had another really good performance, showing the responsibility of being a Bradford City captain, doing a bit of the dark arts as well. But we expect him to be a playmaker. We expect him to maybe be a bit more adventurous going forward, and maybe create a few more goals, and he's definitely doing that recently. A few good passes into the final third, and a massive big performance from him, and we've seen that last couple of months, especially those big games, which Smallwood does shine out. Into the attack now, they didn't have much to do apart from defend most of the game, so it's hard to really rate them. I think Walker's got to be a 3 or a 2. When he did have the ball in the final third, he did struggle to create, but he did get marked out of the game by them. I think that they did do well in marking him out. We got tight to him and made it an hard game for him. And I did agree with the sub of Derbyshire, and I think he got the assist. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he played it across to Critchlow to get the headed winner. But he got marked out of the game. He did struggle to get on the ball. When he did struggle to create big chances for us, like he has recently. He did get tired, and the substitution was coming. So 3 for Walker. He was quite average. Scott Banks again 3. First half he was really good, getting at players, forcing them back, creating room for the other attacking players. And then second half he did just fall away, but that wasn't down to him. That was obviously down to the way we were playing, and we were soaking up pressure when they defended well. Thierry Nevers gets a 2, the only 2 from the match 11, because he's a clear weakness. His touch is off, he's got no technical ability, he's got great effort, he does track back, but he's just not got any footballing ability, unfortunately. We'll get behind him, I'm sure, if he starts against Crewe on Wednesday. That's a big game for us now, but we'll move on to. But I think he's just got no ability, unfortunately. And I think some of us questioned it when we brought in a Newport winger who won't get any game time. He's got a big couple of games, not only for Bradford City but for his career, because God knows where he could be next season. He's just not very good. And like I say, who comes in? Because there ain't many options. Maybe you throw Derbyshire behind Cook and maybe shift Walker to the left, and maybe go with a 4-2-2 or 4-4-2. I don't know, but surely he can't play next week. And obviously Pereira ain't fancied, wanting the matchday squad, and maybe that's an attitude problem. Maybe he ain't happy with him on the training pitch. Like I said in the preview, we don't get to see what he's like in and around the dressing room and on the training field, so we can't really comment on what Hughes has decided to do with Pereira. But picking Nevers week in week out surely can't continue, because he just ain't good enough. And maybe we see the return of the diamond, but I can't see him changing the formation, and neither should he when it worked so well against Northampton. And when you've got a player like Scott Banks, you've got to utilise him. And then Andy Cook, 50 City goals now and 30 for the season. An unbelievable player. He gets the ball, he scores a goal. He scored 2 on the weekend, he scored again today. We're waiting in the stars for him to get a goal. Obviously not winning the Player of the Year award. Some say we're robbed. Let me know your thoughts. But he's an unbelievable player. He's a magnet. He's drawn to where the ball's going. And, that it was poor defending for his goal, but his overall play is brilliant. Holds up the ball, wins free kicks, won the free kick for Romany Critchlow's goal. So it's got to be a 4 for Andy Cook, gets another goal on that tally for Bradford City. Andy Cook is now part of 6 players who have reached 30 goals or more in a single season, and that is with David Lane, Derek Stokes, John McCall, Rodney Green and Big Bobby Campbell. A massive achievement, and it just goes to show how much of a legend he is. He's just unbelievable. He gets the ball and he scores a goal. you can talk about how many points would we be on if he didn't score those goals, and how many points would be on if Lewis didn't make those saves. But that's why we've got them. That's why we've recruited these players to get us those points and wins. If we don't go up, then we don't go up. But we haven't got the best out of them. Let me know your thoughts from that game. Let me know your thoughts. For the season, will we be going up now? As Bradford City manipulated you again to believing that we're going to go up and we're going to get automatic promotion, because it is on, but it's definitely not in our hands. It's in Northampton's hand and then Stockport's before it is ours. But it's a massive game on Wednesday against Crewe. Definitely looking forward to that. Was nervous for this one, but now that playoffs is all but secured, we can enjoy this final half of the season, because we're in it. We're in the race to be going into League One. Have a good one.